But no one ever sat on the last bench of Class 1 OC, not because it was broken or dirty, but because someone was already sitting there, even when the classroom was empty. Riverside High School was old, not historic old, just neglected. The walls smelled of chalk dust and dampness, the ceiling fans groaned like tired lungs, and the windows rattled even when there was no wind. I joined the school mid-session, a new student in a new uniform, walking into a new silence. I nodded. As I walked past the last bench, a cold prickle ran up my spine. Every classroom had an unspoken rule: never sit on the last bench in one OC. Teachers avoided it. Students avoided it. I finally got the courage to ask Rafi, the boy who sat next to me. "Why does no one sit there?" He stiffened. "Why?" He leaned closer, his voice barely audible. "Because she doesn't like company, too." Rafi swallowed hard. "The girl who never left." Suddenly, the power went out, plunging the room into shadow, lit only by flashes of lightning. And I saw her. A girl was sitting there. Her uniform was soaked, her long hair plastered to her face, and her head. Her head was tilted at an angle that was completely, horrifyingly impossible. Then, darkness again. The power flickered back on. The bench was empty. A voice whispered right next to my ear, "You're sitting in my seat." I woke up choking, my heart pounding. My fingernails were caked with white chalk dust. The school library was my next stop. It was a dusty, forgotten place, which meant I was alone, buried in an old, decaying student register. I found her name, Maya Sen, age 15, class 10C status. Missing. Date 12 years ago. A yellowed newspaper clipping tucked inside told a little more. Maya was last seen staying late after class. She never made it home. The official school story was that she ran away. But the town whispered a different tale. They said she died in that classroom. Her body was never found. After that, strange things started happening to me. Footsteps would follow me down empty corridors. My breath would fog up windows from the inside, even when I was across the room. My own notebook filled with frantic scrawls I didn't remember writing. One sentence appeared over and over. Last bench, last breath. A small piece flew through the air, rolled across the floor, and came to a stop right under the last bench. A girl's voice, soft and broken, echoed through the quiet room. "Sir." When the emergency lights finally came on, 3 students had fainted. "He keeps talking to someone," she sobbed. "A schoolgirl who sits at the foot of his bed." I found the truth from an old watchman, Mr. Kareem. He was smoking behind the school, just staring up at the window of Class 10C. It was the day of our final exams. The rain poured again, the same kind of angry storm from all those years ago. You promised, her voice echoed, distorted and watery. The classroom door slammed shut. Water began seeping up from between the floorboards. The room flooded terrifyingly fast. Desks started floating. Students screamed, pounding on the locked door. And through it all, Maya walked toward me, literally walking on the surface of the rising water. I just wanted to go home, she whispered, her voice filled with a dozen years of sorrow. I waded through the murky water, walked to the last bench, and I sat down. Her form began to dissolve, turning into chalk dust, into air, into nothing. The classroom door burst open, and teachers rushed in. The room was completely dry. The last bench was empty, except for me. They told everyone I fainted from stress. They insisted nothing happened. I moved to a different town, started at a different school. On my first day, I walked into my new classroom. It was bright, with freshly painted walls and 30 new desks, and one single bench at the very back. Empty, too empty. As I placed my bag on my desk, a fine layer of chalk dust brushed against my fingers.